Alright YouTube, so welcome back to another video. This is going to be a different video. This is a no BS guide on how to lean bulk. This is not what you expect normally for me to post, but I mentioned before that I want to give out my tips and tricks, my experience, and so you guys can avoid errors or other issues you guys might encounter between diets or some sort of training. But yeah, I also just overall want to give you guys tips and tricks of how to improve your overall fitness journeys and any information you need. No BS guides, just simple, straightforward information on how to do something that leans towards fitness. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. So as you can see here in this first image, that's me when I was 14 and a half, 135 pounds. I was pretty small. And here's me now, 170 pounds at 16 years old. We're still working with our physique. We still have a ton of work to do. But overall, just because someone has a really better physique than someone else, I mean, it doesn't mean overall, they might know something they do. I mean, they probably do, but overall, some people can have wrong info and stuff. But me, I do know a thing or two of diets and how to get people in shape. But yeah, let's move on. So the first thing is, what is a lean bulk / caloric surplus? The lean bulk is when you eat in a calorie surplus, more calories than what your body burns to build muscle while minimizing fat gain. It's a controlled and clean eating, not stuffing yourself, and it's usually around 250 to 500 extra calories per day. It's really important. So essentially, it's you grab your maintenance and you add between 250 to 500 extra calories to your maintenance, which is puts you into a lean surplus. And here again, I did mention that you can do an 80-20 if you want, which is 80% clean food and 20% not bad junk food. For example, what I mean by not bad junk food is typical junk food, like some fast foods and stuff like that, but that have benefits, that have like proteins and carbs or whatever. Like for example, my top three fast foods that I go is Subway, Chipotle, or Pan Express. To be honest, nothing else really, because it's more like fats than actual proteins. But what I mean by not bad junk foods, again, is like foods that are simply, they give you macro benefits and not just like, for example, donuts that are just empty calories that have no protein benefits. It's just like high fats and oils that just give you calories but don't give you any benefits. But that's what I mean by that. Right, let's move on. Now is, how do I start and do a lean bulk? To start your lean bulk, you gotta first figure out your maintenance calories. I'll get to that in a second. Then you eat 250 to 500 calories above that each day. Make sure you hit enough protein. That's important. If you don't hit protein enough daily, you're minimizing the amount of muscle your body can put on. Typically around 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight is really all you need, to be honest. More than that, it's kind of gets unnecessary, and you're just putting too much protein for no reason. But yeah, and also training hard and progressively overloading. Very important. Track your food. Stay consistent. Consistency is key in everything, not just fitness. Overall life. Whether it's some sort of thing you want to do or something you have a passion for, consistency is key. And again, you if you don't not if you're not gaining weight with a slow period of time, I'll I will show you guys what to do that going forward. But here I put start your maintenance. Like for example, if my maintenance is 2,500 calories a day, and I need a lean bulk, I need at least 3,000 calories to be considered a lean bulk diet. Slowly increase your calories each week, like 100 to 250 to your desired lean bulk calories. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Essentially, start around your maintenance the first week, and next week increase your calories by 100 to 250 depending how on you're feeling. And then the next week you increase the calories again, and by then you'll be at your desired weight of desired calories to lean bulk properly. I say that because if you like immediately jump to 500 extra calories, that's more food. You may be saying, oh, but 500 calories isn't much. Yeah, but your body's used to eating low foods, and then your body starts to be like, oh, I don't want to eat too much food anymore. I get full much faster. It's kind of tricking your mind to prepare itself to a specific diet you're supposed to be doing, and not just immediately switching up, which at the long run it really messes up everything. Right, on to the next slide. Here I was saying is that how do you find your maintenance? You can use a calorie calculator online and put your age, weight, height, and how much activity slash exercise you do weekly, and it'll calculate your calories for your specific information that you put. I'll leave a calorie calculator link down below, which is the one I used, or you can just go on Google, Safari, whatever, and just search a calorie calculator and just put whatever the one that comes, which is probably the one that's not 100%, but just in case, if you guys don't know which one to choose, because there's many of them, I would just send the specific one I use that gives the simple info and just calculates everything. Or B, you can do it your own way, the math way, by putting your body weight times that by 15 and equals your maintenance calories. For example, if someone weighs 150 pounds, you times their body weight by 15 equals 2250 calories. That's their maintenance. And again, with the 250 to 500 surplus, they need to start eating around 2500 to 2750 calories per day to be considered a lean bulk. Now that covers the maintenance. Next is track your macros. I can't stress this enough. You need to track your macros. You need to know how much protein, carbs, fats, calories you're eating a day. Because you might go overboard, you might go underboard, you might not get enough protein, and it gets complicated from there. All you have to do is just track your macros. Get a food scale. It's not too. A food scale is not that expensive. You don't need nothing crazy like the image I put up there. That's just an example. But I personally just grabbed a simple one from Walmart. It's like less than $10. It covers grams, ounces, milliliters, fluid ounces, and I think one more, but I forgot what that one was. But it covers between like 5 different weight types, liquids and food types. But yeah, you need to track your macros to make sure you're eating enough protein, carbs, and fats to actually build muscle without getting excess fat. Again, that's the purpose of the lean bulk, gaining muscle without excess fat. Without tracking, you're just guessing, and guessing won't get you results. Again, you don't know if you're under eating, you don't know if you're overeating, you don't know if your protein's low and you have more calories. It just gets all complicated. And so when you track your foods, it makes everything more organized. And it's much easier to track everything and not stressing yourself out, saying, oh, but I don't have enough protein or I don't have enough carbs. It gets rid of those like stress moments and just makes it a lot easier to be consistent with your diet. Next, again, here I already mentioned, eat around 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight, builds the muscle, helps your metabolism. Metabolism is also key, which I will get to that in a few slides later. Next is fats. Get around 20 to 30% of your total calories. You need fats for your hormones and overall health and well-being. Next, we got carbs. That fuels your training sessions. It helps you recover by storing glycogen, water into the muscles. And also a key factor, if you want to have the best pump of your lives, you need to eat plenty of carbs before a workout. Take some sodium. I personally use some pink Himalayan salt. I mix a tiny bit to my pre-workout, because if you put too much, the pre-workout just tastes awful, and then you just want to vomit that. Happened to me once. It was horrible. I had to vomit all that pre-workout in the plant. It was pretty embarrassing, and it just ruined the whole workout by then, because the pre-workout was gone. There's salt stuff and all that. But I just put a tiny bit of salt. Get a decently good pre-workout. Just get some at Walmart. You don't need to buy those expensive $50 pre-workouts. Like, to be honest, they all do the same thing. It's like one brand just puts 1,000 grams more or 1,000 grams less. It's really not that big of a difference. The one I personally use is called All Black Everything Nutrition. Pretty good brand. You can find them at Walmart, and sometimes they're even on sale at Walmart. But they have pretty good nutrition facts of like the beta alanine, the L-citrulline, caffeine. Since I like more caffeine, because I naturally have a more high caffeine tolerance, I normally have to consume more. But that's just me personally. But if you're not a high caffeine person, just go lower the scoop a little, lower the dosage. If you don't want to be up all night, Quick tip, and also for pre-workouts real quick, don't consume so much caffeine at once if you haven't tried a pre-workout. Please don't. It'll keep you up all night, trust me, and it's not fun. It feels like you're isolated at night on your own, just like waking. You're up at 3 in the morning, you can't sleep, your eyes all open and stuff. Get used to caffeine dosage first, and then you will thank me later. But like I said, use a food scale, cheap one, whatever. You don't need nothing crazy, just something that can measure simple foods, because the majority of foods are measured in grams, which is grams is the most accurate form of measuring your food. And also use a calorie app. Those are really helpful. It keeps your stuff organized. The one I personally use is called Macros. The logo's like an apple with an M and an orange background color. It's a really amazing app. Everything's totally free. I swear to you, it's not. It's like no BS sponsorship or nothing. No, it's one of the best I've ever tried. For free, it's pretty amazing. You know, I searched up different types of areas that I go to, different fast foods, different groceries. I find everything I need to find in this app. Just search it up there, and it'll show you different brands. And if their brand is there, put it on. It gives you the different serving sizes. Everything's all done there for you. You know, you put your desired age, height, calories, or you can customize it to your specific um, needs. But yeah, not sponsored by the way, so I wish I was sponsored. You know, Macros, if you're out there, I love your app, bro. Sponsor me, please. I'm just kidding. But yeah, again, here I already mentioned you can do an 80 to 20% if you want, which is again 80% clean food, 20% not bad junk food. But yeah, on to the next slide. We have what foods are great for lean bulking. This is also an important factor. The food. I live by a motto that you are what you eat. That's the motto I've had with me, like stuck with me. You are what you eat. Because if you eat like shit food, you're gonna have a shit body. No, and if you eat good food, you're gonna have a good body. So for proteins, your good options are chicken breast, lean ground beef, 90 or 10 or leaner, or if you want, you can go. The lowest I'd probably do, for my opinion, is 85% lean, 50% fat. But anything under than that, it's more fat. You know, it's not. That's not fun. But yeah, next we got eggs and egg whites, pretty amazing sources of fat also, good protein. Greek yogurt is amazing too, low in calories, high in protein. Salmon or tilapia fish is also good combinations. Cottage cheese, turkey breast, whey protein powder. You don't necessarily need whey protein powder, but it is a good accessory you can add to your diet because it makes getting your protein much easier. But it does get pricey. But you don't necessarily need to add, like, so much protein powders and all that. Like, rely on it. Like, use it as an accessory. Don't rely on the powder. The powder itself won't get you the gains of like Chris Bumstead, for example. It's an accessory. It works. Don't get me wrong. I use it. It works. Just food is always gonna be the better thing to do. Eat food. Eating food will get you the most results. Carbs choices are white rice, oats, potatoes, white or sweet, whole wheat bread or pasta. Quick tip for the pasta, don't eat too much because most of them contain gluten and then you will be gassy throughout the day and it's not fun. But a little tip there. 5, we got fruits, bananas, berries, apples. For your vegetables, broccoli, spinach, carrots, or vegetable blends. Like at Costco, I go grab that vegetable blend. It's less than $10. It has like yellow peppers, red peppers, onions, mushrooms, uh, broccoli, carrots, yellow carrots, um, onion, I believe, peas, green beans. It has a lot of different blends for less than $10, and the bag is like 5 pounds, which is really cheap to be honest. If I'm being for real. Next is rice cakes. You can use this as a snack. You put peanut butter on top of it, banana, honey, and some cinnamon for some great taste. Or you can use that as a pre-workout meal if you don't have Rice Krispies treats. But tortillas are also a really nice carb option, especially the ones I get from Walmart. They're like $1 more, but they're like a low-calorie tortilla version. And like 4 of them tortillas, I mean, they're smaller, but you get filled up more. So yeah, the 4 tortillas of that is like 90 calories, which is pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. And it's worth it because I like quesadillas, and with that I'm eating less calories for more. But yeah, for the fats options, we got avocados, got olive oil. Olive oil is amazing when you cook it with your meats or do it with eggs, whatever. Already mentioned whole eggs. Peanut butter is an amazing one too. You can add that to your shake. I will I will tell you guys my shake recipe at the end of the video. You guys keep that in mind. Pretty amazing shake. That'll help me gain weight. But yeah, next we got almonds, nice snacks, chia seeds. You can add that to your shake too. A little bit of flavor, healthy fiber, healthy fats. Here you go again, fatty fishes, salmon, tilapia or mackerel. Next we got cheese. I'm a huge cheese lover. Doesn't need too much, or else you'd be in the toilet for a long time. But yeah, those are some food choices that I set out that I typically eat and are really helpful, and a lot of them are budget friendly. So I know some not, but the majority are if you know how to use your money right. But yeah, next thing we have is how long should you bulk? You should bulk a lean bulk for at least 3 to 6 months to see solid muscle gains. Real clean muscle takes time. Rushing it just adds fat. Again, a steady, not rushed diet will give you the most results than rushing it. Rushing it just gives you those little errors and will ruin you for good. And it's a pain in the ass to having to fix that. Stop or switch to a cut once gains slow down or your body fat starts creeping up. Like if you don't gain any more muscle, like any more weight for a certain period of time, or your body fat just got a little high, cut down. Like at that point, just do a little. Either you can do a mini cut, which obviously if you're a teenager, I don't really recommend it that much. Because I tried it once and it was horrible. Like I could not last a week. You eat so little food, like your body's like in a starved state. But obviously a mini cut is typically like less than 4 weeks. So I just stick to a regular cut, but that's up to you. But yeah, but typically it should be how long it takes you to bulk up to your desired weight goal. Me, I'm trying to bulk up to 190 as lean as I can. When that body fat starts creeping up a lot, then that's my sign I have to cut down and reveal the new muscle I've built from the hard work. Typically, you want to gain around 1 to 2 pounds of lean muscle mass per month, or if you're a genetic phenom, you can get that for a little bit of less time. But like again, everyone builds muscle at different rates than others. But yeah, that's typically how long you should bulk. Next up, we have training and splits. How does this tie to the diet? The way you train. Your training split should be based on what works best for you. Everything that will work best for you will always give you the most results. Based on your schedule and recovery and what keeps you consistent. Again, there was consistent. The word consistency is very important in everything. Your schedule, recovery. Recovery is also a very important factor. Because some people recover faster or slower than others. It could be age. It could be genetics. But again, at the end of the day, whatever split works best for you and gets you the most results, keep doing it. For me, I personally do push-pull legs. It's what works for me. Some people hate it, some people like it. It's just vice versa. Every split has its vice versa. People hate it, people like it. Again, but whatever works for you, and as long as you're training hard, progressively overloading, you're actually recovering set to set efficiently, and you stick to it, you will get results. Trust me, you will. Here I put train hard, go to failure, progressively overload. If you guys don't know what that means, this means that it could be by adding 5 pounds next week or gaining more reps on the weight you previously did. For example, if you did 100 pounds on a shoulder press for 5 reps, then the next week you get 6, that's progressively overload. Even 1 rep counts of you getting stronger and your muscles are growing. Because your muscles are adapting and you'll be able to lift more weight. But yeah, that pretty much covers splits. Again, it's just whatever works for you, whatever fits your schedule, whatever gets you the most recovery benefit, and what keeps you consistent, and what helps you get stronger and bigger. And here, lastly, we have cardio. You heard me right. do your cardio. Why? Because cardio during a lean bulk helps maintain heart health and overall fitness. It supports better nutrient partitioning, meaning more calories go towards muscle rather than fat. Regular cardio also helps manage fat gain while you're increasing your calories. This is like cardio overall is for minimizing the amount of fat gain, which again helps you in that lean bulk, keeps your heart nice and strong, overall fitness. Cause like sitting around all day and just eating lean, you could be on a lean bulk, but overall it just helps you stay more active. Just sitting around all day it's not good for you. But yeah, just simple cardio. It doesn't have to be like that high intensity, the HIIT training, the high intensity interval training. You don't need to be doing that on a lean bulk because the recovery gets tougher. Your muscles are always tired. You know, just simple low intensity cardio, between 200 to 300 calories burned, 20 to 30 minutes. Which, whatever you feel comfortable, do it. Just make sure it just fits within your macros. Don't burn too much, but don't burn too little. Stay in the middle. That's that, that nice sweet spot. Pretty much covers cardio. And then lastly, let's do a review real quick. So we covered what is a lean bulk / caloric surplus. We covered how do you start your lean bulk. We covered how do you find your maintenance. We covered tracking your macros. We covered good foods that are great for lean bulking. We covered how long you should bulk. And we covered training splits, and we covered cardio. So yeah, and I promised you guys I was going to give you my shake recipe. So get your notes ready, because I'm going to say it right now. So I use 400 milliliters of whole milk. 400 milliliters. 2 scoops of chocolate whey protein from Costco. The brand is called Kirkland Signature. Next, I use 5 grams of creatine. Next, I use 50 grams of oatmeal. Next, I use 20 grams of honey. And next, I use 32 grams of Skippy peanut butter and 1 entire banana. That's pretty much it. Just simple 7 ingredients, but just a key factor, because it will fill up if you have a smaller shaker cup. Make sure you shake your cup as hard as you can. Pause. So the level of the liquid goes down, because if you have it too high and you put it in the blender, it's gonna spill all over it, and have it to be a foreign is a pain in the ass to clean up. Just a quick tip for you there. But yeah, guys, I really have nothing else to say for you. This is pretty much covers of how to properly lean bulk. Just simple, straightforward information. No crazy rocket science. Dieting, training, and stuff isn't rocket science. It's just what works for you. And simple information you can grab. But yeah, I hope you guys learned a thing or two from me. I look forward to having to help you guys, whether it's some sort of training and other things. But I do like posting videos like this, because I can give you guys what I've learned, and so you guys can avoid errors, whether you're beginning in the gym, you're intermediate, advanced, or whatever. Even though I'm intermediate level, I still learn new things every day of training and diet and stuff. Like, it's never too late to learn new things. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much going to cover this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like the video. Show some support to me, to your boy. Always giving you guys some tips. He's doing his best to give you guys simple information on how to reach your fitness goals. Simple as possible. Hit the subscribe button. It supports the channel. Just takes less than 5 seconds to press that button. Put the notice on so you guys get new notifications of my training videos, and also my tips and tricks videos, so you guys learn a thing or two, see how much I'm progressing over and over again. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much going to cover the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.